Hey, this is Andrew Brown, and we are picking up off where we were working with our model previously. We ran it against Cohere, and we also have it for GPT-3.5 Turbo. I think I like the Cohere experience a little bit better, but I'm going to stick with GPT-5.3 Turbo because I want to deploy this. And if you look here at the top, we'll actually have way fewer options for non-OpenAI models. And so up here we have evaluation and deploy model. Right now I just want to deploy it to a web app and see if we can do this. Last time I tried this absolutely did not work, but I'm hoping that it's going to work this time. And so basically this is going to create a web app. So your web app will be configured with Azure Active Directory. It may take a few minutes to apply. I like how it's saying Azure Active Directory, Azure AD, what is called Microsoft Entra ID. They just can't seem to ever update the names everywhere. But it may take a few minutes to apply after the deployment, and you will not be able to chat in the app. Please wait 10 minutes, then reload the app and log in to begin chatting. So we're going to go ahead here and just say my JP teacher. I'm going to go and drop this down to my Azure subscription. And by the way, if you're worried about costs, you don't necessarily have to do this, but I want to deploy this here today. Now, it wants to deploy in a resource group, so I'm just actually going to go ahead and make a new one because if I want to tear this down really easily, I just want to have access to that. So I'm going to go here to resource groups, and we'll go ahead and make a new resource group. I'm going to call this one my JP Teacher app. Okay, this is in West US. Hopefully we don't have any problems in West US. And we'll create that. Usually they create very quickly. And so I'm going to go back over to here, and we're going to attempt to deploy this. So we'll give it a moment here to load. And we'll say deploy a web app, my JP teacher. And we're going to drop this down to subscription 1. And we're going to go to here. We're going to go to here, and I'm going to say West US. Assuming I have that as an option. West US, there it is. And we'll choose the free tier if we can. Enable chat history in the web app. I mean, it's nice if we have that, but I'll just not do that here today. I just want to keep it simple, the deployment. CosmoDB is not going to really cost much, but I just want to have less moving parts here. I just want to see if we can get this deployed and get this experience here. So we're going to wait for that deployment to complete. I imagine that we might be able to monitor that somewhere here. Yep. And so we're just going to wait for that to finish, okay? All right, so according to this, the deployment is complete. And it looks like that we can launch our application. Now, it did tell us to wait 10 minutes afterwards. I'm going to press it anyway and see what happens. If it doesn't work, that's fine. We'll just have to wait 10 minutes and find out if it is in a working state. But right now, it is thinking really hard. But the question is, what was it deploying underneath? So if we go over to here, we have our JP teacher. And I'm assuming this is Azure Web Apps. Yep, it's the app service. And we chose the free tier, so it's no surprise that this is running really, really slow, as that is what the free tier would do. I kind of regret not making it the basic tier. But if we go into here, maybe we can take a look and see its status. So it is currently running. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm just going to wait here, and eventually I think something will appear. So just hang tight, and I will be back here when something's working, okay? All right, so after a while, we can see that we can now accept permissions. Took quite a bit of time here. And we'll go in here, and so now we have a nice interface. We have Contosa, which is the pretend company that is always used in all the Microsoft examples. We could say, hello, and run this here. It says, hello, how can I assist you today? And I mean, the model we deployed, it doesn't have. It doesn't have our prompt. So just remember that we created it before, and we didn't put our prompt in here. So I was hoping that it would have that Japanese conversation before. but it doesn't. And that's totally fine. But notice that we could share this app to other people. But I think that because it requires a Microsoft identity, I would think that they'd have to be in your Active Directory for you to get access. But I just wanted to show you that you can do that. If we were to update this, let's just say like, we'll just say, or like tone, you talk like a pirate. Okay, and apply changes. I don't know if this would take effect to the launched web app because how would it? But I guess if it's referencing this model, I wouldn't see why not. And so I'm just going to give this a refresh here. Maybe we'll restart the conversation. Hello. And does it pick up our changes here? It does not. So not exactly sure what code is there. But if we go over to here to our web app, how would we be able to see that? Good question for me. So maybe we'll go to the deployment center, because what I'm thinking is that there's probably deployments. I just want to see what the code is. So this is the sample repository it's using. Okay. Yeah. So it must be referencing, it must be versioning something and doing something specific. I'm not sure. Because we have all these configurations. And so I imagine that these are probably being passed as environment variables. That's all I can really think of here. So let's go back over to here. And so somewhere here, there should be environment variables stored. You'd think I would know this because I've made videos on this, but I don't remember everything. Aha, there we go. Okay, so we have lots of environment variables here. And so what I'm wondering is there ones for the actual agent itself? So let's carefully look at this. There's stuff for Cosmo DB, even though we're not using it. We have the OpenAI endpoint. Let's look at that value. So that's just the service endpoint. The embedding name, nothing interesting there. We have our key, which is my actual OpenAI key here. The model, which is Turbo 3.5. And just, again, slowly looking for the information. So here we have system message. So here I would imagine, right, if we wanted to, and we change the system message, wherever that was, system message, where'd you go? That this is how we could change it, right? So maybe what I can do, I'm not sure if this will work, but I'm going to try. I'm going to copy this and paste this into here and say apply and apply. So your app may need a restart for the settings to take effect. That is totally fine. I can't imagine that it won't take effect unless I restart the app, but it's just good to know like how that's being passed through, because it wasn't like it built any kind of code or anything like that. I was using generic things. So I'm just going to say hello, and I really don't think it's going to pick up right away. Okay, and so in here in our app, I'm going to just go ahead and give this a restart. Okay, and it says that it's restarted. I cannot imagine it's restarted that fast. Maybe it has. So we'll say hello and communicate to it here. Fingers crossed that it works. Sorry, what? Okay, so I was assuming that it was going to pick up that information there. And the domain is the same. It's not like it changed. So go back to our environment variables here. Let's just make sure that that's been set. So we'll go here to System, Azure Open AI System Message, show value. So it is set there. Again, not super important. We could just redeploy it, but it just would be nice to know that we could do that. So yeah, I'm not sure, but that's what I think that it would be. The only way we would know is if we did another deployment. So maybe that's something that I can do. It didn't take too long to deploy, but I'm just really curious if we can do that there. So let's go back over to Chat Playground. If we go deploy web app, oh, we can just update the existing one in place. Okay, great. So what I'll do is I'm going to go and paste in this, but I'm going to change the tone so that we know that it's working. And we'll say tone is going to be like speaks like Yoda from Star Trek, from Star Wars. Nah, maybe we'll just say like speak like a pirate. Okay. And so I'm going to apply those changes. We'll hit continue. And then here I'm going to deploy the web app. I'm going to update the existing one. My JP teacher. We'll go ahead and deploy. And so I'm hoping that that will take effect, but not only that, that we can go and take a look at the environment variables and see if that's what's being set. So here, the deployment is underway, so we'll just wait for that deployment to finish, okay? All right, so it says our deployment is done. I'm gonna go back over to here, give this a refresh. I'm assuming that our URL is the same. And it may take some time, like before, for this to get ready, so I guess we'll just wait here a little bit, okay? So that didn't take very long, so I'm gonna say hello. And let's see what we get. We'll give it a moment here. Okay, still thinking. Now just remember that we are using this in basically a shared environment or like shared tenancy. So if other tenants are using more of the resources, then we can see delays here, but there we go, it did reply. So go away unless you came here to learn. Sure, you know. Now notice that it's not speaking in Pirate Talk, so maybe it took my other one. So I thought it would have pushed the other one here because we told it pirate, but I bet if we go over here, I have a strong feeling that it's this value that I updated here for some reason. Okay. So we're going to scroll on down here and look for that system option here. Show the value. So speak like a pirate. So it did take in the speak like a pirate information, but the thing is that it does have that predefined one because we said hello, and so it replied as it would expect here. Because our example doesn't give a pirate talk. So yeah, here we go. Stop dilly-dallying and start learning Japanese, you scurvy dog. Okay, so I think that it's implying, or it has implied knowledge that it should speak in a pirate tone, but also that's rude because of our rude example. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to show here. So that is good. Now here's the question: is how could we go about? I stopped that earlier. How could we go about shutting this down? Now this is running there, so I think the only way we can do that is we just need to tear it down, and that's why we created that resource group. Okay, and so in here, yep, we'll go here, and we'll just say delete, and delete, and there you go. So I'm going to leave the models still open here as we have more to do, but that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Ciao.